Greetings and welcome to the final segment of our time together. We take it as given that you are involved in business with the intention of growing it, and you also want it to be highly profitable. There is therefore a need for you to be able to develop an effective strategy that will ensure that you both grow and are profitable. You do that person to person, but you also get to be able to do it business to business. Our time is going to be devoted to business development strategy for business to business. Having a shared understanding of terms is one of the most crucial things we can do to ensure that anywhere and everywhere we are speaking the same language. So let's look into business development, what this term really means. It is a process through which we get to identify, nurture, and acquire new clients and business opportunities so as to drive growth and profitability of our enterprise. A business development strategy is therefore a document that describes the strategy that you are going to be able to use in order to ensure that growth and profitability goals are realized. It is this that we are going to be spending the rest of our time together on. And we are going to be looking at it from a business to business perspective. There's a whole variety of ways in which you could craft your business development strategy. What we're going to be able to use in this example is that which would be applicable in a professional services environment. We know for a fact that you would have various stages involved, but in this one, we're just going to be able to pay attention to the 3 stages that are involved. First, it is about attracting your prospects. You want to attract potential buyers and people who are influencers as well as referral sources. These are people that you want to be able to have an affinity with your brand, some kind of connection to your brand. Second, you want to build engagement. This is deepening the engagement with your prospects and turn them into educated and qualified opportunities for your services, your products to be purchased. The final stage is that of turning opportunities, those educated and qualified opportunities, into clients. This is now getting into sales, where you're making the decisions very easy for the prospect to be able to buy what you have. This is a simple process, yet often it gets to be convoluted. It gets to be convoluted in part because of our different understandings of what is involved. Marketing, for instance, is a process of determining which products and services you're willing to offer or you want to offer to your target audience and at what price. So it will address key issues such as how are you positioned in the marketplace? Where will you promote your firm? How will you promote it? And how is it positioned in the marketplace? The next thing that you wanted to be able to look into is the actual task of selling. There is no business without sales. So sales is the task of converting your leads and opportunities into new clients. Somebody who's involved in business development, therefore, will be looking into all of the activities that are about marketing and sales so as to be able to make sure that the organization is received positively in the minds of the current customer, the future customer, and in the process grow your footprint, as it were, in the marketplace. Depending on the positioning in the marketplace, business development can be a long process. Some sales cycles could be anywhere from 3 months to 6 months before you are able to convert the prospect into someone that will do business with you. It is therefore necessary to be able to develop specific strategies that will ensure that when your name is in the view or within reach of your prospects, they have a favorable view towards you. Strategic business development therefore becomes an alignment of business development processes and procedures that your firm will be putting together so as to ensure that all of your strategic business goals are being met. Whoever you have as a business developer, sometimes if you are a business of one person, you may find that you've got to do business development yourself. Other times, you may actually be able to have the idea and then you hire someone who will do business development for you. We will have a look at several business development strategies that are there. In fact, as it turns out to be, Forbes Council took some time to be able to reflect on possible business development strategies that we may not be paying attention to. And in fact, during 2020 and 2021, we would be wise to pay attention to these particular strategies. In December 2019, Forbes magazine published what came through from the work of the Forbes Business Development Council, where a panel of experts looked into 14 business development strategies that companies tend to overlook but are crucial to be able to get your business to grow as you desire for it to be. Business development should be a priority for any company that is looking to grow and remain profitable, they said. It is crucial for us to be able to look some of these 14 strategies and really get into adapting them and contextualizing them for our own environment. The first strategy that was shared was that of supporting courses that are outside of your industry. Your staff may very well be involved in things that are not in any way directly associated with your industry. And as they engage with that, when you support them, you actually bring pride in them and they get to be well received in the community, and the causes that they are for may very well end up being excited about your organization because there would be similarity of values and employee engagement rises because of the fact that you are supporting them. And in the process, business could be developed. The second is to look at your local network and outreach. There are various organizations that may be very close to you that afford you a chance to be able to engage with them and get into new markets. If you're looking into diversifying and you want to get into new markets altogether, it may be useful to be able to go to a networking forum that is put together, whether it is by the Black Business Council, or it could be the Black Management Forum, or any other entity that is specifically addressing itself to the things that matter in your sector. There are women forum, women networks that are in place right now, women in transport, women in mining. You may want to be able to be backing activities that are involved in there. And again, the name of your organization gets to be associated with what's going on, and there's a lot of excitement that is attached to your brand. The third area to look into is social selling. A lot of work gets to be done in environments such as your LinkedIn, but you want to be able to have a whole range of people that are for your organization, that are engaging and generating leads for your organization by going directly to some of the people that they know and relate to. And this could very well be something that advances your business to other businesses. Social selling may very well be in settings that are informal, but are good in terms of lead generation. Somebody goes out there, keeps track of who was in the meeting, where do they come from, what is their entity all about, and that information becomes absolutely handy when you are going into growing your business indirectly. The 21st century is one that has really been about social media in a big way. The Arab Spring was brought about because of social media. We know for a fact that Barack Obama got to be able to win his first term of office because of the effective use of social media. So if you're looking into social media network, utilizing the likes of LinkedIn or Instagram, you might find that your organization and your brand get to be easily associated, and when the search engines are looking into optimizing you, you get to be top of the pile, and therefore your business development strategy can be developed in that way, where friends refer friends, where business refers business out of the engagements that are happening from social media. Much has been done through Facebook, a lot has been done, as it were, through LinkedIn. In particular, many businesses are conducting even their search through LinkedIn. The fifth area that you may want to be able to consider is really developing deep customer relationships. Customers want to know that they are not being treated as a number. They want to have a sense that you care about them. Every now and again, you may want to be on the internet checking information that is affecting the sector that your customer is involved in. You may also want to be able to be the one who brings to their attention trends that they may not have been paying attention to. And just by doing that, you'll be building trust, and you will find that when they are in trouble, they will be thinking about you. In particular, during this time of lockdown of various stages, we have found that it was difficult to be able to conduct business in normal terms. Therefore, just by staying in touch with customers, our relationships are deepened, and therefore when you come through to present a new offering to the enterprise, you will find that you're received warmly because you were there. Friends are few when the days are dark, so they say. So therefore, make sure that you widen your circle of friends. Giving back to the community is the sixth strategy that you may also want to consider. The beauty about this is that regardless of where your business is located, there are people who are going to be affected directly or indirectly by your business. Every person that we hire most likely has an influence on at least another 5 others that are there. If we're able to find something that is relevant in the community where they come from, we may find just by doing that, we've got ambassadors for our brand outside of our space. So finding very meaningful philanthropic organizations that align to your mission and your goals will be something that may very well appreciate the brand equity of your organization. Seventh area for us to be able to consider is that of micro vertical focus. Here, what we're seeking to be able to look into are ways in which we are integrated in our approach. We deep diving into the industry's micro verticals in order to identify what are the issues, what are the real needs that the people in the marketplace are craving someone to be able to sort them out for them. You want to be able to find a way in which you can develop solutions that are addressing the specific needs, and you can be providing a more efficient and more effective way of helping the area that you are doing work with. And the conversion rates and the closing rates of the prospects becoming your customers may very well improve by virtue of your being able to work in a vertical manner how your market is serviced. It is crucial to be able to pay attention to what's happening in the area that you're involved in. In the quest for growth and profitability, revenue enablement is a process through which we get to be able to align all of the customer-facing teams along the journey that the buyer goes through, so as to ensure that every touch point, whether it is virtual, by way of email, or by a call center, or it is human, they must be able to deliver same quality, high quality customer experience. In fact, more and more of decision making now is about customer experience more than just pure customer satisfaction index that we've applied over a long period of time. There is an indication that organizations that maintain a focus on alignment can achieve up to 90% faster revenue growth than those that are not aligned. It's crucial to be able to look into that. The next area we want to be able to look into is encouraging referrals. Our own customers have experienced us and they know something about how we deliver. It is therefore useful for us to ensure that we ask even our customers to tell others about us. You see this when you travel. Many of the travel guides require and expect of the user of a service to be able to give some comments on how they've experienced whatever it is that they've gone through. Successful customers who know your business and have established trust with you will in all likelihood do everything that they can to tell others. We know a satisfied customer is likely to be able to tell another 10 to 15 others. But also we know that a dissatisfied customer will also do the same thing. Why not get them to be referring positively? The next area for us to be able to look into is talent-based hiring. It's a very interesting tactic for business development because sometimes we get to be able to hire people onto existing positions inside the organization, when in fact there may very well be some people that we bring into the organization with a future role to be employed into. And as they learn what's going on inside the organization, they may even be able to pinpoint areas that those who have been working on for a long time have been overlooking. Therefore, when you're looking into employing talented people into the organization, you may also want to be able to invite people who will come in with the express purpose of looking at areas that others have been neglecting for a while. You also may want to be able to be deliberate in asking for testimonials. At the end of every service provision, it may be at the end of the quarter or at the end of a financial year, you may want to be able to ask somebody to be able to give a testimonial, which testimonial can be part of the company profile that speaks to what it is that the organization does and does exceptionally well. So when you treat people right in everything, they will tell the story about what you've done. And therefore, customer and business development persons who are in the front line and even those who are in the back office would be people that can spend some time requesting people to be able to share testimonials on how they've experienced your business. You may also want to be able to spend some time looking into carefully researching and listening to what is happening in the business sector. Sometimes opportunities are laying low and people aren't paying attention. In our country, we've had the National Development Plan 2030. It also lists in it specific industry zones that need attention. There are strategic projects that are going to be able to make sure that in 9 years' time, when the 2030 milestone is realized, we should be able to say the dream that was there in 2011 actually has been realized. It is therefore important to be able to dedicate staff in your organization who will be researching what's happening in the marketplace, in your own sector, in your own industry, and therefore be able to come with ideas on how you could be able to present a unique proposition to the marketplace. When Jeff Immelt took over as CEO and chairman of General Electric, this is an area that he devoted much attention to: research, research and more research. In fact, more than $1 billion was put behind that process. When you look into the second last point, which is about focusing on the human element of client service, what we're really beginning to be able to look into there, and the Forbes panel got to look into, is that we need to know who our prospects are. Know what matters to them. What is a waste of time to them? We need to be able to have honest and authentic conversations with them. Business to business, there are some things that we've been doing that we think will be acceptable, only to find that they're actually a frustration. Many companies such as SAP as well as Oracle have been experiencing some challenges around these particular areas because the deployment of technology somehow sometimes gets to be seen as a replacement of the human being. Artificial intelligence does not in any way take away from the importance of the human element in client service. Simply put, it is necessary that there is a sense of there is a person behind this company. There is a person behind this service. And the person is dealing with the person, even if it is business to business. The last strategy that the Forbes Council looked at was that of harnessing all talents within your company. Oftentimes, we do not get to be able to harness the full benefits of those who are not in business development. We kind of like have the marketing units as the people who should be paying attention to everything, whereas other people who are also users of our products or services may very well be the ones who can tell what is working and what is not working. 3M got to be able to have post-its, not necessarily from the engineers and the chemists who were doing the work. It is important to be able to look at people who are not necessarily in marketing or sales roles, as it were. In fact, what it then requires is that we educate everyone inside the organization about who we are, what our organization is all about, what it's seeking to be able to achieve, what difference we're wanting to be able to make. Harnessing all talent will also translate into heightened levels of engagement, and that may very well improve employee experience, which will translate into heightened customer experience. As a result of that, more customers do business with us, we generate great numbers in terms of revenue, we become profitable, and the business is destined to grow. Reverting to the high growth business development strategies, the six-pack that comes through that we may very well want to be able to take on, and this is not exclusive to professional services, may very well be applied in other areas as well. We have already spoken to the importance of networking, social networking, but it is also important to just be able to think how we can engage with people in areas that are not really forced and people are in happy mode. And as they do that, they begin to associate the brand of our organization with hip and happening, or they get to associate our brand with high levels of safety and care about the organization. The story goes, people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Therefore, business development that utilizes networking may very well be in a position where it improves relationships and enables new relationships to be developed through face-to-face networking, as well as utilizing the various platforms that are available, Zoom, Teams, WebEx, and all of those are tools that can be utilized. Referrals have always been the form of advertising that is most trusted, in the sense that it is someone who has gone through the experience, tasted what we have to offer, and therefore are speaking from experience. When you've got experience and people are backing you up, it is easier to be able to find growth opportunities for your own enterprise. Obviously, we're looking for referrals that are not induced by ourselves, but they are coming through because of the favorable experience that people have gone through with us. Of course, there are some courses that can be put in place for people to be able to learn on how to do proper business referrals so as to be able to convert prospects into customers. It may be useful for you to be able to consider sponsoring certain events and providing special advertising for the work that you're wanting to have done in your area and associated with your brand. We know for a fact many organizations have attached their brands to sporting bodies. We saw in the last slide that was there when we were discussing the issue of competitive analysis and strategy, how so much branding is carried through by Sir Lewis Hamilton. We want to be able to ensure that whoever we are sponsoring is able to improve the brand equity of the organization. And when we do engage in advertising, there is no false promise that is put into the market. It is vital that that is in place. The fourth strategy that is used quite often, and we need to be able to use this quite sparingly, because many of the unsolicited calls or soliciting calls tend to come through at the wrong time, and they catch customers prospective customers at a time when they're very busy with other things and they're not keen to be able to be listening to anyone. So understanding the better times to be able to reach out to your potential customer is going to be extremely, extremely important. Get to know the right time for putting that call through. Whether most people are open in the morning, midday, or in the afternoon, the outbound calls have to be such that they are welcome when they are received. The same applies to outbound emails. When we send them out there, we want to be able to find them highly attractive so that the person who's receiving it, as it lands onto their inbox, they are keen to be able to open it because it has spoken to them. That becomes possible when we have a better understanding of the customer that we are dealing with. A very interesting way in which we can do business development is actually by becoming thought leaders in a particular industry. And when we publish books, articles, we engage in speaking sessions, as it were, people begin to associate our enterprise and ourselves with our enterprise. And the more people get to be able to hear from us on radio, read articles that we've put together, or listen to our podcasts, they begin to realize, wait, this is somebody I want to be able to do business with. Thought leadership and content marketing may very well be one strategy that is underutilized. Webinars make public speaking easily accessible. Blogs and websites make it such that 24/7 people can actually pull the information that they need and connect to it as and when they need to. Ever since social media got to be in the space as a tool, started off for social purposes, but we now begin to realize that engaging customers is crucial through social media. The content that is attached to that, if you look at some of the writings that come through from the McKinseys of this world, as well as the LinkedIn enterprise, you will see that they are capturing information that is vital for the customers out there. Finally, it is important to be able to look into combined strategies. What we mean by this is that there is not going to be a growth of the business only adopting one of the five. There is a necessity to sometimes club particular strategies together. You can pool networking and sponsorship and advertising together. You could do referrals and match them with outbound calls. So and so referred us to you, and we thought we would want to be able to follow up on what it is that you said you were excited about, and we can explain a little bit more about our company. Are you open to a conversation on the phone? The six-pack of high-growth business development strategies also lead us to be able to identify some tactics that we could also utilize. First and foremost, as an organization, you could offer to provide assessments for your client and provide consultations for free in order to be able to get the people au fait with the instrument that you are involved in. And as a result of that, business to business will begin to be able to develop a depth of data which, when analyzed, gets to be handy in business strategy development. You may also look into opportunities around speaking engagements on podcasts, on radio, on television, and other ways of getting things done. You may be reading books. That may very well be something that people get to be excited about. Digital adverts are some of the ways that we could be able to look into, instead of relying on things that are fixed and have got time limitations. Digital adverts can be changed with frequency, and therefore we could be able to get to move a particular range of products at a set time as we observe the uptake, as it were. You may also want to look into video blogging as one way of making your point of view received in the business out there. And in the video blogs, there could very well be panel discussion from a business person to another business person talking about the experiences that we've gone through. I can recall the interview held with the now late Steve Jobs together with Bill Gates, and that conversation in itself became something that people got to be excited about, and they could be able to make decisions around Apple products versus Microsoft. And if you take that and bring it into a video blog, it could very well be something that is well received, and people can watch it as frequently as they want to, and they connect with you. Could also be able to develop marketing videos specifically, and they are targeted to specific market segments, and they are customized, as it were. Even if they may very well appear to be generic, you may also want to be able to turn that which appears generic to something that is specific. And as you do that, a key shift takes place in the marketplace. Marketing that is directed to a segment gets to be able to receive a lot more returns, and in the process develop business for you in your enterprise to grow effectively. Sometimes it is necessary to be able to earn your media by putting in place public relations articles. You may be able to put this in the public domain so that people get to be educated around what's happening out there. Call them advertorials if you wish, but public relations is one way that we are able to extend the reach of the organization by ensuring that those who are reading our story can connect to who we are, why we exist, and what's in it for them when they do business with us. We may also look at targeted conferences and events for networking purposes. Virtually every year there is the Tourism Indaba, which is hosted in Durban at Nkosi Albert Lutuli International Convention Center. And Cape Town almost always hosts the Mining Indaba. That may very well be a targeted conference that you choose to be able to go into, and make it a point that the people who are there get to know who you are, what you're about, and not only the marketing people, but also the sales people get to be a part of that. A next tactic that you may also want to be looking into is you want your enterprise to be quickly picked up on the internet when somebody goes on a search engine looking for business development. So have some keywords that When people are searching for them, they automatically find a link with your own enterprise. This may very well be something that, when done, helps to build business development for your organization. We've already spoken about social media networking, but it is important to be able to really pay attention to the fact that those who are adept in the utilization of social media get to be able to attract a certain following, and from that following, influences come through relating to your business. We have found a number of people who now have their own YouTube channels. We've seen a number of people conducting business through their Instagram channels. You may want to be able to look into your own business. Again, invite key customers to a channel that you're involved in, host a seminar, a webinar, and in the process of doing that, grow the base of prospects and customers. Finally, it is really looking into nurturing your prospects through the use of the old telephone. When we've got people that are really good on the other side of the phone, that they are warm, that are kind, that are exciting to listen to, it is possible to be able to generate real good business for you. Protea Hotels, along with the Marriott, have found that they have been able to turn a number of people who come to the hotels to keep coming back through calls that are coming via the ProCard program. And in that process, they are able to nurture business and guarantee themselves that at least for 13 nights in the year, there will be customers who are going to be coming through. So part of the time is going to be given to them, and the other time they'll be paying for it. And in the process, they don't only have happy customers, but they also have loyal customers. Wouldn't you want to have the same set of your business? As we pull the discussion of business development strategies for business to business, we want to be able to wrap up with this high growth business development strategy, the how-to. But first and foremost, we need to be clear about our target audience. We cannot be business developing willy-nilly, and we cannot be spraying and painting and praying that something will stick. We need to be deliberate about our target audience. Second, it is important for us to be researching key issues that mean a lot to our customers, but also that are being entertained by our competition. We need to be monitoring the behaviors of our customers, current customers, and the ones we desire to be our future customers. Research helped those who were able to present through to the country the importance of fiber, because they could see, looking into the future, that many at home would have to be utilizing the Internet of Things. That research made it possible for many of the suburbia to now have fiber optics brought through to their own spaces. Can we identify the same relating to the buying behavior of your existing customers, whether they be in mining or outside of mining? You may also want to identify what is the competitive advantage you have. If you don't have a competitive advantage in a sector, it may be necessary to be able to partner with someone who already has one, or out of research, begin to find something that others are offering, but not to the level that the customers are keen to be able to have. That may very well be the thing that you bring through. Price is not always a competitive advantage. Sometimes it is how you differentiate yourself in the marketplace that attracts people through to you, and they get to be willing to pay a premium to be associated with what you bring, because it is that standing out. Bar 2 shoes is one of those examples. It's been around for less than 5 years, but people are connecting to it because somehow it is an appeal that says Nike is in place, Adidas is in place, but I want to have something that has a soul and a story that comes from home. Fourth is to be able to choose what your overall business development strategy is going to be. Not all strategies have the same effect, and not all business development strategies will work for every sector. You need to be able to understand your own sector and how you can be able to convert the existing prospects into people who will be excited to do business with you. Second last point is to be able to choose your own tactics. Again, there are tactics that are going to be easy for you to be engaging in. You'll be able to hire people to speak on your behalf, be brand ambassadors. In other areas, people are actually more interested in hearing from you as the business founder. And when they can see the soul of the business in the business owner, the business person on the other business may just say there is a good association that is involved in here. Care to think about it? There is a concept called the mastermind. In the mastermind environment, you get to surround yourself with people who are doing things that are aligned to your business, that you can add value to, and the ones that can add value to you. Those could very well be things that help you in business development for you. In the car industry, in the motor industry, we've come to appreciate the shift that has taken place with the appreciation of the importance of environmental matters. The last is to specify how, when you implement your strategy, you are going to be able to monitor and evaluate its impact in the space that you're involved in. There is no value in growing business and not monitoring whether it is viewed favorably because of its effect right now. Your success must translate into significant impact in the community that you get to work with. But more importantly, it needs to have a significant impact in the customer base. Your customers need to be able to feel this is the organization I want to do business with for as long as it takes. I trust that the time that we've spent together has afforded you a chance to be able to begin to appreciate the value of competitor analysis, knowing what's in the competition out there, market analysis, knowing what is being serviced in the market already, and what it is you can bring that will set you apart, distinguish you from existing people in the marketplace. Various strategic approaches are there, but you need to select the one that really resonates with you. Of course, there are people who have been in the journey you're on ahead of you. Find them, follow them, get their recipe, and as you do so, your business will grow and it will prosper. And as it prospers, look behind you. If you can find somebody who needs help, lift them up. Lift as you rise, and others will emulate that, and they will look to you as someone they can trust and do business with long term. It's been an honor and a pleasure being with you now. I look forward to engaging with you on Monday, the 31st, when we are going to have our occasion of one-on-one live. Have a great time. Enjoy the session.